Hey everybody, so this is going to be a little bit of a different type of video. This is one of those more little talking about life and that type of stuff. So I'm not really sure what the label is, more like a vlog or it's, more personal nature, sort of probably more a hey, that's pretty cool, where you're sharing the beauty of life and things like that, sadness of life as well. This time of year is sort of hard since my mom passed. She passed April 25th of 2024, so we're a little over a month past when she passed away, and that last month was so hard. When you have somebody that's going through dementia, and that's ultimately what killed her. And you're seeing someone that you absolutely love and adore um, diminish. And, thankfully, she had a little trouble remembering a couple people, leading up to that, but she didn't really fully not recognize us until the last couple days. But that last, they start losing their control over their nerves and stuff like that. And you see a little bit of that fear in your eye, and the last thing you want to see is your mom being in fear, being scared. She knows what's coming, and the last uh, day before she passed, I believe it was, or it might have been 2 days before, my sister and I were there with her, and you know, mom was really moving it, saying, and when you're coming towards the end, your body, it, and they can become a little more active. Uh, and it was, she was having trouble at that stage speaking, expressing herself at all. I mean, she knew we were there. I'm not sure she knew exactly who we were, but Debbie was just rubbing her head, and maybe it overstimulated her a little bit. She started reaching up towards her head quite a bit, and she Debbie broke down, and you're going to heaven, mom, you're going to heaven. And mom started to cry a little bit, and you don't know, because they can't express themselves, what's going through their head exactly. And, I know now, like, my mom's in heaven, and we'll get to see her again one day, and like all the imperfections, the pain, the sorrow, and all those things are gone in an instant. um but it still hits you. You don't want to see them like that. And it was so hard. And it's like I said, this time of year, you hit Mother's Day, you're not celebrating that with your mom. Her birthday came up on the 22nd, and once again, it's her first, well, second birthday in heaven. And so it's sort of that late April into late May is a time where you do a lot of thinking. And it's very easy to go back and say, well, I wish I had this, I wish I had that, as a memory of her. We had some little funny things. She had this saying. She's like, "I love you with every fiber of my being," which I think is just such a beautiful, beautiful statement. Every fiber, complete love. Um, Such a neat thing to say. I had this thing the last month or so of her life. I think I started it literally on April 1st. And by the time we got to the end, I said, I love you in a million and 25. Every single day, it was like, in the second, it would be, I love you in a million in two different ways, and then three, and then four, until 25 different ways. And that's sort of the thing, is I love you in a million, in 25 different ways. She used to always joke, because I get my hobo beard growing and don't keep up with it as much as I should. And she used to like, oh, hairy kisses, gross. Oh, but she loved her hairy kisses, you know, getting kissed and getting the whiskers rubbing up against her. And she had always called it her stinker twinkle in her eye. there's a little bit of naughtiness, latent naughtiness that was there in her, and you could see it in her eyes. She was being a little bit of a stinker, but she was an amazing lady. She taught me so much about love, taught me so much about kindness, giving. Uh, she really was an amazing lady. And so one of the things you think of, one of the first things, it's the hardest thing that you start forgetting is the sound of their voice. I am very fortunate, very blessed. I have two messages, voice messages, from her, and I'm going to share that with you today. Just because I think it's really cool, and it's sort of, there's a purpose behind this video of why, just a lot what's on my mind right now. But I'm very, very fortunate. The only thing I'm sad about is I don't have a video of her saying that I love you, and talking. I have a bunch of videos from her last birthday party. Uh, I have that. I think that'd be from 2023. That was really, really cool with her friend Lorraine, and my sisters Debbie and Donna were there, and the kids, and it was really a neat thing. I have that all on video, and that's really neat. And then I used to take videos because of COVID season. If you were sick at all, you weren't supposed to come in to the nursing home, and I have a whole bunch of videos of mom telling my sister Debbie, my sister Donna, my nieces and nephew how much she loved them, and messages to them. It's like that, which I was thankful I have those, because I want to get those in one of those like video. It's like a picture thing, but you can put videos on, and I'd like to do that for both my sisters so they have that and just be able to see that, because they don't have the audio messages necessarily like I do. The memory I have, the visual video in my mind that I have, my memory is that last day before she passed. She was in, just wasn't able to really communicate, and at the very end, it's like she came out of it for a couple seconds and just looked at me. Is that my Johnny? And that was something like Debbie and I shared that moment, and it was just, to a degree, it was the last one that she remembered. I mean, she might have remembered her, but the last one she recognized, and audibly you had a cue there that she had, and I will always treasure that for the rest of my life. So what I want to do is, and I wrestled with this because the personal nature of it, but I think it's a good reminder as well, about life, the importance of these different things, of just being able to have that voice, to be able to, the good memories, to never leave the last words you don't want ever to be to somebody that you care about, to be words of anger. I do a thing with the series, Hey, That's Pretty Cool. It's the idea of sharing positive messages and stories and things like this, and that's what this is. It's sad. I think Andrew Garfield explains it so very, very well. He's an actor. He played Spider-Man, and just phenomenal actor, but a really good dude. And his mom passed away a couple years ago, and they were talking to him on a talk show about it. He said, all this grief is basically love that we didn't get to. It's unexpressed love, in essence. It's not that we didn't. He said she was the best of us. We told her every single day that we loved her, and it was like that with my mom. But grief is unexpressed love. It's all that love that we had built up in us, that we wanted to continue to give, and just aren't ever going to get that chance to do that again. And when you love deeply, you grieve deeply. And we all do it in our own way. We all have different experiences, and all that kind of stuff. So, you just know this is the way it is for everybody. It's just not how we operate as human beings. But it's one of those things, you get the chance to record someone's voice, mom or dad, that, while they're here, record them telling you that they love you. Because I don't know how many days over the last month being able to play this, and I had such a fear because it was the recordings, and I've said with you guys all the time, I am not technologically savvy at all, and my greatest fear is I'll erase those two messages that I have that I'm going to share with you guys. And I finally decided I need to put it to video. And I'll probably do a cleaner video for myself then with better pictures. And it's like I wanted to get it. I just didn't want to risk losing that at some point. I somehow accidentally erase one of them, and I'd be devastated, because it really, to me, it's the greatest treasure that I have, is being able to hear my voice, my mother's voice, whenever I need to. To hear her tell me when I feel unloved or feel, I'm not doing that great right now. My mom loves me. And that, you can't beat that. So here are going to be these couple messages. I will preface this with the first message is hilarious. It's very short at the very beginning of the video. She used to call me for, like, when dinner was ready. I'd be coming back from work, and then I happened to be upstairs and happened to just be coming down the stairs, and I made some hoot or holler and just scared her. And just the giggle from my mom is priceless. The second message, I believe, up in Scranton or Wilkes-Barre, doing floor work, and she had gone in the hospital. She had some kind of issue, and I wasn't going to be able to make it. There's a lot of birdies out here. I'm going to start doing some films on that too, because I think it's nothing cooler than seeing how the little birdies operate, and we're feeding them right outside of the porch. But she was doing okay, but she was in the hospital, and she wanted me to know that she was there. And my sister had called me earlier and said, "Hey, we took mom in and whatever," and she wanted to let me know she was okay, but she's like, "If you can't make it in tonight, that's okay. I understand you're probably away, but at least give me a call." And at the very end, and I had forgotten about this message, and I played it. I played the funny one for Debbie because that's the one I remembered, and I forgot I had this second message. And at the end, she tells her Johnny that she loves him, and it's one of those moments that my sister and I both sort of looked at each other, and it was just such a cool thing to have. And so if anything out of this video is that, don't forget to tell your loved ones that you love them. Choose the positive, choose to be the positive, choose kindness. You never know when somebody is at the end of the rope, and that kind word can save a life. It can make all the difference in the world. It can make a person not give up. And we have so much negativity in this world today, political nonsense and whatever, and just hate, just loathsome hate. Choose love. Record your loved ones, record yourself for them, telling them that you love them. Because at the end of the day, that can be something that just gives them a moment of clarity. It softens their heart. It brings them back to the peace and the love of somebody that they really, truly adore. So that would be my encouragement, be the point of the video, is just to say, this is something that matters. Don't forget to tell the people that you love them. Choose kindness, even when we frustrate one another, which is a certainty in life, along with death and taxes. We're human. We all have faults. But at the end of the day, we love each other, and we can't lose sight of that. So I want you to enjoy these two messages, get a little bit of taste of who my mom was, and what a personality she had, but just what a beautiful and extraordinary human being that she was as well. So here you go.
Hey, John, could you come down now? Johnny, I just want to call you and let you know that I'm doing okay, and Debbie's going to come in for a short time with Ella, and she's going to be leaving home soon. And so I don't know if maybe you're out working right now, and don't worry about it if Just give me a call. Just give me a call to say hello if you can't make it in tonight. Okay? Okay, I love you, Johnny. Bye-bye.
So with that, I want to say thank you for coming along. Hopefully it gives some thought and things like that, but don't lose the opportunity. It is priceless what I have there, because I know other people that I'm really close with that's a regret. They're like, I wish I had something, because that, I think it is one of the most devastating things in our memory fails us. You start forgetting what their voice sounded like. You forget, like, if I could only hear them tell me one last time that they love me. I talk about my dad all the time. My dad was a storyteller. I would give anything to hear one of those stories one last time. And I don't think for my generation or older, even generation, you know, younger than me, it's not in the consciousness that, hey, I need to record these things, because that's just not how we operate. It's not what we do. But maybe it should be. It's ironic coming from somebody that I record so much and do YouTube, but there's a natural how you live life. It's sort of like a funny thing with when I meet people with my channel, that I follow the channel, and they sort of wait. They want to hear me say, history is out there, my friends, or we'll see you about town. And I've learned, because it's not natural. It's natural for the videos, but not natural in real life, because it's just not how we talk. Uh, so I try to be thinking about that when I meet somebody, because I always want to let people, whenever I meet them. I just met a guy. His name's Jeff. He's friends with Josh and Sharon. Great guy. I got to meet him the other day, and it was so cool just getting to talk to him. And you realize I'm doing something right with the channel, that you have that kind of impact. And that's really, at the end of the day, it's what it's about. It's the connections that we form with one another, and the impact, and hopefully a positive impact that we have with one another. Because at the end of the day, money, whatever weird fame stuff it is and stuff like that, none of that stuff is it lasts. Our legacy is it's how we impacted others, and that's certainly the legacy that I'd like to leave. And that's why I see it's a privilege being able to do this. It's scary at times. It's a little overwhelming, but at the end of the day, you form relationships and friendships with people, and just bonds of that connection. And it's something that doesn't always naturally happen well for me, because I'm an introverted extrovert, and once you get me going, I don't shut up. You guys know that. Um, but it's hard for me to open up in that regard, and be vulnerable and that type of stuff. There's just an intimacy to it. And but when you are able to have that connection, which I feel like we have with this channel, that we really are a family. I make jokes about, like, we got to come up with a name for us, like hometown homies or whatever, but I really do look like you guys as family, and I feel like I can share with you guys this type of stuff that is personal, and it's part of the bond that we share in this hometown historian family. And I wouldn't be here without you guys. And there's so many of you that have been giving so generously, so kindly, and just without any kind of reserve. It's something that is so invaluable and just priceless. It's a gift that you can never repay. So, if anything, this is from my own experiences. Record those voices. record a video of someone that you love. Could you, just like, you know, funny saying about death and taxes, we're not guaranteed another second on this earth, and we never know when our time's coming. You know, we might have some forewarning with cancer or something like that nature. We know my mortality is staring me right in the face. But when our time comes, it comes. And, you know, it's one of those things, and it's something I need to do. I need to send videos to both my sisters, to my nephew and my niece's friends, that I love you. You mean the world to me. My greatest treasures in this world are the people that walk beside me. And that's irreplaceable. So, thank you once again. I hope you enjoyed the video. I'm not trying to be sappy or anything like that, but it's something that's real on my heart right now because it's just that time of year with my mom, and I really didn't get to mourn her last year because of all this nonsense that was going on. And I don't think it fully is. It hits you, but yet it doesn't. Because you know, I'm not able to work right now. I'm not able to do a whole lot. So I'll have the thought come up in my head, hey, I can go visit mom. And I'm like, no, I can't. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed the voice messages from my mom. She's an absolute sweetie. I may wind out sharing as well her last birthday party because I think it's a pretty cool little personal nod. But as always, I want to say thank you. Thank you for continuing on this journey with me. I think it's very easy sometimes to think we're in this alone. If you just look to the left, if you look to the right, you look in front, behind, it's a journey taken with friends. And that's a journey worth taking. So thank you all. We'll see you all about town.